Duke Heverus thought, the cursed prince, a war demon driven mad by blood, those are the titles that have always followed me. The source of it all was the Empress Dowager. She entered the palace by remarrying my father after he was widowed, and in order to make her own son the emperor, she sought to undermine the position of my brother and myself. Around that time, the day my brother and I went for an outing, he lost his life in an accident. Ostara blamed me for it and threw me out of the palace. Without a single penny of support, I had to go to the north, a place called the Land of Death. After losing everyone precious to me, all that remained was an endless silence. Even as time passed, that was the one thing that never changed and stayed by my side. Just barely, honestly, it's so quiet it is suffocating. Even after Ostara's son became emperor, the surveillance never stopped, and then, an incident finally occurred. 1 week ago, at the victory banquet for the Kashar War, Duke, speak your majesty, said the Empress Dowager. I was wondering why you were trying to prevent me from entering the palace. Were you planning to announce my marriage without my consent? Empress Ostara replied, I am hurt that you would put it that way. I was merely trying to recognize your great achievements in this war by arranging a match with a wonderful young lady, as a mother should do. The Duke shouted, that is enough. You just plan to have me watched through Lady Ruzabek, don't you? I am calling off this marriage proposal. The Empress asked, do you really think you can do as you please? The Duke replied, yes, because I already have a woman I have promised to marry. The Empress shouted, what is this utter nonsense you are spouting? The Duke continued, as for the title, mother, never use it again. I have never once thought of you as my mother. A knight came and asked, Your Grace, do you really have a fiancé? The Duke replied, it is a lie, but I had no choice but to say it. The knight commented, but a lie like that will be found out soon enough, and finding a lady to marry right away is. The Duke told him, I know, who would want the cursed prince, he thought, still, I have to find a way to resolve this, otherwise, the Empress Dowager will just. The next moment, Lecce came and said, use me, I will be the shield that helps you avoid that marriage. The Duke asked, what do you want in return for letting me use you? Lecce replied, a place to stay for about half a year, that is all I need. After 6 months, I will leave without any regrets. The Duke told her, fine, in return, don't cause any trouble that I will have to deal with. The moment you become even the slightest bit of a nuisance, this contract is void. He thought, a contract, our relationship was nothing more and nothing less, as promised. Lecce stayed quietly in the castle, and since I spent most of my time away, we rarely ran into each other, but on the rare occasions I returned to the castle, we would sit and eat a meal together, and sometimes take a short walk in the garden. It was a simple repetition of that monotonous routine. Then one day, a thought suddenly occurred to me, that this monotony was actually quite nice. That it might be okay to continue this relationship for longer than half a year. I wished Lecce would not leave, but one day, Lecce said, I think it is time for me to leave. You see, I have an illness. The Duke asked, an illness? What are you talking about? Why did you not say anything earlier? He thought, only later did I realize she had been terminally ill from the very beginning. Lecce replied, I did not think you needed to know, because we will be nothing to each other once our contract ends. You told me not to be a bother. The Duke asked, how can I cure it? I will do whatever it takes to cure your illness. A servant came and told him, an imperial order, you must leave for an expedition at once. The Duke stated, I will be back soon, so please, wait for me. After that, the Duke thought, just as I had wished, she remained at the estate to greet me, as a handful of ashes in a small urn. While I held the cold urn, which held no warmth at all, I finally realized that even my unfortunate life had been a little bit happier thanks to her. After that, the Duke stood in front of the watchtower and thought, Lecce, if only I could see you again. Then the time changed. Next scene, a knight asked, my lord, what is wrong? The Duke thought, where am I? Why are my men? One of them said, my lord, about the upcoming victory banquet. The Duke asked, wait, victory banquet? The knight replied, yes, the Empress Dowager plans to announce your marriage then. The Duke thought, the victory banquet was a long time ago. Smoke, do not reveal to anyone that you have regressed. The Duke thought, this wound and smoke, what on earth are these letters? I am not sure, but for the pain to be this vivid, don't tell me, have I really gone back in time? Lecce, this time, I won't let you die. The knight asked, my lord, is there something in the sky? The Duke thought, I guess others can't see the smoke. He replied, it's nothing. And then he thought, by the looks of it, I have returned to a time just before the victory banquet. The Empress Dowager will announce my marriage to her puppet at the banquet, and to do that, she will stop me from entering the palace. The knight asked, "My lord, are you going to accept the marriage?" The Duke replied, "There is a way. If she wants the marriage to go off without a hitch, she will stop me from entering the palace. So I just have to go to the palace with a different face. Didn't you pack a potion to change appearances for emergencies?" The knight replied, "Yes, here you go." The Duke thought, "I have the potion. It's a good thing I carry painkillers too." The knight spoke, "Who are you going to disguise yourself as? Security is tight, so I doubt they will just let anyone in." The Duke told them, "Winstow Hilton would be perfect." The knight asked, "Really? But he is one of the Empress's favorites." The Duke explained, "That is exactly why. A man that close to her would have no trouble getting into the palace. I don't care about what happens afterward, it has to be done." After that, Winstow thought, "Goodness, the Empress likes me a little too much. It seems all my sucking up has finally paid off." The next moment he thought, "What is going on?" But after some time, the Duke spoke, "You should not have lived as the Empress's lapdog. I will need to borrow your face for a moment." And the next thing, his face changed. The Duke told them, "Everyone, wait here until the carriage arrives." The knights asked, "But why are we waiting for the Esta family carriage?" The Duke replied, "Because that is our real objective." Then they heard, "The Esta family carriage is approaching." The coachman asked, "What happened?" The Duke's knight replied, "The wheel is stuck in a ditch. It's going to be hard to get it out, so it looks like passing this way will be difficult." The Duke thought, "Letcha is in there." "Yes, she is here." Then he asked, "Are you okay?" Letcha replied, "I am fine, don't worry about me." The Duke continued, "If it were me, I would not take a tranquilizer. You there, haven't you already taken this? This leaves behind a distinct scent after it is taken. Take this painkiller instead, it's nothing strange, see." Letcha thought, "Is this okay? I am suspicious, but at this point, I will take anything. Now, what is this?" The Duke asked, "Feeling a bit better, you can get out now." Suddenly, Letcha crumbled. The Duke grabbed her and asked, "Are you hurt?" Letcha thought, "How is he so sure? I have never seen this person before, so why is he so worried about me?" Letcha continued thinking, "This is awkward. Even my own family does not care about me, so why would he care about someone like me, who only brings misfortune?" Over a decade ago, I was adopted by Countess Esta. The hand she reached out to me with was the first warmth I had ever felt, and also the last. On the way back after my adoption was finalized, there was an unfortunate carriage accident that took her life, so I, the one who survived, became a thorn in the side of this household. Was it only to be expected? One day, Letcha shouted, "Brother, I am scared, let me out." Isis replied, "Seriously, all your noisy chirping. You can't even last a few minutes, it's because you were making such a fuss that mother died protecting you." Letcha replied, "No, it was just an accident." Isis replied, "And what of it? Is saying that going to bring mother back from the dead? You don't even deserve to eat. Feel for yourself the agonizing pain others must have felt." Letcha thought, "I did only one thing wrong, not knowing my place and daring to be alive." The Duke asked, "My lady, are you all right?" Letcha replied, "I am fine. My apologies, I find it quite difficult to ride in a carriage. By the way, can the carriage not pass through?" The Duke told her, "That is right." Letcha thought, "If I am late, Isis will be furious." The Duke continued, "However, it seems we could pass on horseback. If you don't mind, let us ride together the rest of the way." Letcha asked, "But what if someone sees us?" The Duke replied, "No problem, this should be fine." Next scene. A knight asked, "May I see your invitation?" The Duke replied, "Yes." The knight said, "Winstow Hilton, welcome, you may enter." After that, Letcha spoke, "I did not realize you were Marquis Hilton. I have never had the pleasure of meeting you." The Duke replied, "I would rather you not remember me that way." Letcha commented, "My nose, it's bleeding." The Duke told her, "You should not tilt your head back, please press down on it until the bleeding stops." Letcha thought again, just like before, she said, "I am sorry to keep imposing on you, I would like to do something to repay your kindness." The Duke said, "Repay me. May I ask for anything I wish?" Letcha replied, "Yes, it is fine if it is something I can do." The Duke stated, "If that's so, now, what should you say?" Letcha asked, "Your Grace, the Grand Duke, what are you doing here?" The Duke replied, I have my reasons. I have decided how you can repay me. Please become my bride. Then he thought, Lecce came to find me after the banquet, so she won't refuse if I propose to her now. I just need to keep her by my side and find a cure. Lecce replied, that will be difficult. I already have a fiancé. The Duke thought, she has a fiancé. Suddenly, they heard a voice, Rose, calm down. You said you did not want her around, so I left Lecce behind and came alone. Of course, I'm mad. We have to keep meeting in secret like this. Lecce thought. That voice, Rose asked, are you really going to marry her? Patrick replied, of course not. An adopted commoner like that is beneath me. Don't worry, I'm just using her for a little while before I get rid of her. Outside the room, the Duke asked, is that man, by any chance, your fiancé? Lecce told him, just a moment, I will handle this. Inside the room, Rose asked, get rid of her, how? Patrick replied, you know how my family is in the spice trade. I came across an interesting spice recently, it's called tetrad. It can leave someone half dead without leaving a single trace. It comes down with time. I'll just use that, don't worry about a thing and just stay with me. Lecce came in and stated, you should have been a bit more careful. Patrick asked, when did you get here? Don't misunderstand this. Lecce continued, let's break off the engagement. Patrick shouted, what do you think you're doing? Are you insane? Lecce replied, I don't think I'm the one who's insane here. In exchange for this political marriage, you would have received our family's shipping business. What a shame, it's all gone to waste now. I'll have the annulment request sent to your estate as soon as possible. Patrick told her, you have to hear my answer first. Break off the engagement, don't even dream of it. All I have to do is say no, and that's the end of it, so don't make a scene and just pretend this never happened. Lecce asked, pretend the annulment never happened, or that I never caught you having a secret affair? Patrick replied, both, obviously. Lecce thought, he really has no idea. Then she thought, just as I thought, it was on. Then she remembered when Patrick said, well, you know what this is. Lecce replied, isn't it just a normal brooch? Patrick explained, it's not. I paid a great deal of money to have it enchanted with recording magic. Now, if I can just use this to find my brother's weakness, it's only a matter of time before I become the Duke. Now, back in the present time, Lecce asked, what do you think would happen if I let the Duke listen to your conversation recorded on this? Patrick shouted, what? No way. Give that back right now. Lecce stated, don't do anything foolish before I accidentally drop this in front of a guard. If you're caught bringing an unauthorized magical item into the palace, things could get quite complicated, wouldn't they? Patrick said, fine, let's break it off. Let's do it, so, give the brooch back now. Lecce replied, I will give you the brooch once the annulment is officially complete. After all, I need some leverage over you too. Lecce thought, why did I put off something so easy for so long? I already knew he had his secret lover, so it's not much of a surprise. When father and brother find out about the annulment, they're not going to let it go. What should I do now? The Duke asked, did everything go well? Lecce replied, Your Highness, the Grand Duke, you asked me to be your bride. That request, what did you mean by it? The Duke replied, I need someone to play the role of my bride for a short while. I need to avoid an unwanted marriage. Lecce thought, an unwanted marriage, could it be that the Grand Duke has lived a life similar to mine? That's right, if I tell them I have become the Grand Duke's bride, even my family won't be able to say anything about breaking my engagement if I can become free that day. She said, actually, I just broke off my engagement, so that request, I think I can accept it. The Duke spoke, thank you, it is time. Follow me. The Emperor stated, in high praise of the Grand Duke's role in leading the Kashar War to victory, as a final reward for his efforts. I hereby command the marriage of the Grand Duke to the daughter of Marquis Ruzabek. If there are no objections, this marriage proposal shall stand. The Grand Duke spoke, I apologize, Your Majesty, but that would be difficult, because I have already promised to marry this lady. After that, the Emperor said, I did not see you, so I thought you were not coming to the banquet today. The Duke replied, this banquet is being held for me, how could I possibly not attend? Lecce thought, it's a peach cake, I got hives because of allergies. The Emperor asked, by the way, are you really marrying Lady Esta? The Duke replied, yes, that is correct, therefore, please break the promise to marry Lady Ruzabek. Lecce thought, he moved the peach cake for me. The Emperor commented, very well, since it seems you promised to marry long ago, I will do as you wish. The Empress Dowager stated, "Is an imperial decree a joke to you, Grand Duke, Your Majesty? Can't you see the Grand Duke is using a cheap trick right now?" The Duke stated, "It seems the Empress Dowager is still displeased with me. Or are you angry that the lady you chose could not become the Grand Duchess?" The Empress replied, "I have no idea what you are talking about." The Duke said, "There is a limit to how much you can claim not to know." "That is enough, Your Majesty," the Empress Dowager. The Empress said, "This insolence." The Duke continued, "Do not bother me further, since I won't be coming to the capital anymore anyway." The Empress shouted, "I never should have brought you to the capital, Your Majesty. This mother of yours must go back and rest. I can't stay here a moment longer." The Duke spoke, "Then we will be on our way as well." The Emperor told them, "Very well, go safely. Before that, I have something to say to the Grand Duke." After that, the Duke asked, "What is it you wish to say?" The Emperor replied, "I am sorry. I thought my mother's behavior toward you would improve, but it seems I still have no power at all." The Duke told him, "There is no need for you to worry yourself over this. Now, I really will be going." The Emperor commented, "Farewell. When you have the time, let's meet again." The Duke replied, "Such a meeting with Your Majesty will never happen again." The Duke thought, "I have wasted too much time. I need to hurry and get back to Lecce." Then he heard Isis's voice, who asked, "What, you broke off the engagement? Are you out of your mind? I heard Patrick broke off the engagement with you." "That's a lie, right?" Lecce replied. "No, it's true, so let go of me." Isis shouted again, "Are you crazy? Don't you know about our business with the Godwin family? If things fall through because of this, are you going to take responsibility? Tell him you're taking it back. Just say it was a momentary mistake." Lecce thought, "My head is ringing." The Duke came and stated, "Young master, I would appreciate it if you could let go of my fiancé's hand." The Duke continued, "Didn't you hear me say let go?" Isis replied, "Even if it is your grace. This is too much for a first meeting. This is a family matter, please don't concern yourself." The Duke told him, "Someone like me knows your family situation better than you do. The young master doesn't even know that Lecce's fiancé has been cheating on her, does he?" Isis asked, "What did you say? What do you mean by that? She's never said anything like that before." Lecce thought, "You kept covering his ears every time I tried to tell him." She said, "Don't worry, breaking off the engagement won't affect business." Isis shouted, "Is that the problem right now? Can you even imagine how ridiculous we must have looked?" The next moment, the Duke grabbed her, and they went down the stairs. After that, the Duke asked, "Are you all right?" Lecce thought, "I can't see well, what's going on?" The Duke again asked, "What's wrong? Are you badly hurt?" Lecce replied, "Your Grace, did the hallway lights go out by any chance?" The Duke told her, "No, the lights have not gone out." Lecce thought, "Then why can't I see anything?" Isis came and asked, "Duke, are you all right, and did you really fall over just because I tugged you a little?" Lecce replied, "Don't touch me." Isis shouted, "Did you just hit me?" Lecce continued, "Have you heard of a spice called tetrad?" Isis replied, "That spice that can kill you even in tiny amounts, so what about it?" Lecce stated, "Patrick wanted to use it on me if he got the business rights." Isis shouted, "What, that madman? How dare he underestimate our family?" Lecce stated, "Why are you worked up? I thought you'd be happy that Patrick would take care of me instead." The Duke spoke, "Let's leave the sibling arguments here, let's go back now." Lecce asked, "Are you all right, Your Grace? You rolled down the stairs while holding me." The Duke replied, "I'm fine, so you should take care of yourself first." Lecce commented, "Put me down, I can walk on my own." The Duke whispered, "Just stay in my arms, you can't walk alone, you can't see anything right now." After that, a knight asked, "My lord, did something happen inside? Your clothes are a mess, and your arm." The Duke replied, "Quiet. We are heading straight back to the townhouse." The knight asked, "Is the lady coming too?" The Duke told him, "Yes, prepare the horses." "No, can the carriage make it that far?" The knight replied, "Since it won't go through the forest, it should be possible." The Duke continued, "Then get the carriage ready immediately, and go get the family doctor from Count Esta's estate. The person who sent the book asked you to come. Then you should be able to meet the doctor." The knight replied, "Understood, but you will tell me later what's going on." Another knight spoke, "Your Grace, the carriage is ready." After some time, the Duke asked, "Didn't you bring any painkillers? Can you take medicine?" Lecce replied, "No." The Duke put the medicine in his mouth, and then he said, "Wait, excuse me." After that, the Duke asked, "Do you know who I am?" Lecce replied, "Your Grace, the Grand Duke." The Grand Duke told her, "No, you should not call me that. I am your husband," he thought, "in this life as well, even in the last life, when you left me." Next scene. The Duke asked, "Doctor, how is Lecce's condition?" The doctor replied, "I am sorry, I will get it right away." He thought, "What on earth is going on here? A few days ago, I received a package from an unknown sender. Inside was a medical book I had never seen before, and thanks to that book, I found a clue to treating the lady's illness. The person who sent that book was the Grand Duke." Then he replied, "Other than a minor scrape, there is no serious injury." The Duke asked, "Then why did she lose consciousness?" The doctor continued, "It is probably because of the illness the lady has. Could it be that it was your Grace who sent the book about her illness?" The Duke told him, "Yes, I thought you would be able to figure out the treatment." The doctor emphasized, "I don't know how you know about this illness. I don't have the ability for that. I couldn't even grasp the cause of the illness." The Duke asked, "Since when have you been the Este family's personal physician?" The doctor replied, "It must have been well over 20 years. The Duke stated, "Then you must have treated Lecce after her carriage accident as well." The doctor replied, "Yes, she injured her head badly, so I treated it with magical stones. Could it be that the treatment back then caused this problem?" The Duke explained, "That is correct. The magic from the stones met with clotted blood in her brain and caused a blockage." He thought, "This is something I only discovered after carefully reviewing her past before my return." The doctor thought, with his skill, even knowing just this much could help us find a treatment sooner. Then he said, "I just wanted to save the lady." The Duke commented, "Right, at the time, that was the best option, but regardless, you also bear some responsibility. I will give you a year, find a treatment within that time." Next scene. Lecce woke up and thought, "How long have I been unconscious this time? If my older brother knew, he would freak out. Now that I notice, this is not even something at my feet." Outside the room, one knight asked, "Should I just wait here or go in?" The other one replied, "No, do you want your head on a platter?" The first one said, "But it is strange that she has been sleeping this long. At least knock once to see if he is awake." The next moment, "Please send, good morning, no, good noon," Lecce asked, "the one I ran into in the forest yesterday." The knight replied, "Yes, my lady is right. This is the Grand Duke's townhouse. My lord carried the young lady here like this. Why does the lady have my lord's notebook?" Lecce replied, "I picked it up from under the bed." The knight told her, "Then give it to me. I will return it to my lord." Lecce replied, "It is fine, I will return it." She thought, "There is still something I need to say, so it's better to meet directly." After some time, the Duke asked, "What brings you here? Are you all right?" Lecce replied, "Thanks to you. I am truly grateful. I have something to give you. Why is your arm like that? It is because of me that you got hurt. Are you okay?" The Duke spoke, "Don't worry, I am fine." "No, I am not. At this rate, it will be hard to even get back to the room, so, could you help support me while I walk?" After that, the Duke asked, "Why are you standing there so absent-mindedly? Please, sit." Lecce asked, "Is your arm all right? You said it was painful." The Duke replied, "Yes, painful enough to feel like dying." Lecce spoke, "I will help you, not with any strange intent. It is just that you were injured because of me. Back at the banquet, you knew that I could not see, didn't you? In the forest too, you helped me, a stranger, without hesitation, your grace. Why did you ask me to play the role of your bride?" The Duke explained, "Because you wore an expression much like mine. I thought perhaps you might be in a similar situation. In any case, now that it has come to this, you should make use of me as well. I am more capable than I look. I could provide you shelter in place of the Earl's estate. You need not help me any further than this." Lecce replied, "I never meant to go that far." The Duke told her, "Please give it some thought. If you truly become my bride, you can escape that place. The North is, in its own way, a good place to live." A few days later, Lecce thought, "It must be a contractual marriage. I already went through something like that once, to marry again, but it is with the Grand Duke. Wouldn't that be all right?" A maid came and shouted, "My lady, something terrible has happened. It's His Grace, the Grand Duke. He's here. I'm telling you, you must dress properly. Hurry and get up." Lecce replied, "Wait, that won't be necessary." Another maid's voice came, "My lady, the Grand Duke has come to see you. Letcha replied, "It's fine, I will go out." After that, the Duke came and said, "It's been a while, my visit must have been far too sudden." Letcha asked, "Why is His Grace here? Please, come in first." The Duke said, "Forgive me for coming without notice, I wanted to hear your answer quickly. Have you considered the contractual marriage?" Letcha replied, "Yes, I have considered it. But the truth is, I am ill and will not live long, so, if only staying with me for a short while is acceptable." The Duke stated, "Very well." Letcha continued, "Then I would like us to draw a proper contract, with the clause that it dissolves automatically after 1 year." The Duke thought, "From now, I will go along with her pace." He asked, "Is that truly all you ask from me?" Letcha replied, "As for those in the castle regarding my condition." The Duke told her, "I will not disclose it." Letcha asked, "Is there nothing your Grace wishes from me?" The Duke told her, "What I wish, do not call me, your Grace, call me by my name." Letcha asked, "How could I possibly call your Highness by name?" The Duke replied, "If you do not, then I will not sign the contract." Letcha said, "Kalyan." The Duke told her, "Well done, from now on, call me that, since we have signed, may we depart for the north." After that, the Duke asked, "Is this truly all you have packed?" Letcha replied, "It looks rather simple, doesn't it? Still, I brought everything I needed." The Duke commented, "This is beyond simple." Letcha thought. Isis said, "Do not be mistaken, there is nothing in this house that belongs solely to you." Letcha thought, "I did leave payment for the clothes in the room, so taking this much should not be an issue." She said, "Please allow me, I will carry it." The Duke replied, "Look behind you." A maid asked, "Are you truly leaving? You never said a word to me." Letcha told her, "I am sorry, it was decided rather suddenly. Thank you for everything. The place you will work from now on will be easier than here, and Philip is also going." The Duke spoke, "Did I not say he will be coming along as well? Of course, he is your physician after all." Letcha asked, "You informed my father?" The Duke commented, "I will, in time. I will tell him that I am taking him as part of your dowry." Letcha looked at the carriage, then she said, "That carriage?" The Duke replied, "There is no need for concern. The Emperor happened to send this as a wedding gift." Letcha thought, "A first-class transport scroll, said to be supplied only to the imperial family. Does His Majesty not dislike His Grace, the Grand Duke?" A knight told him, "My lord, please go ahead, I will follow shortly, don't grow too bored without me." Letcha thought, "Not once did I ever feel this house was my house, to the end, I remained a stranger to the people here." The Duke spoke, "Your hand, let us go home, my wife." Letcha asked, "Home?" The Duke replied, "Yes, let us return to our home." Letcha said, "Yes, let's go to our home." Isis, watching from the window, thought, "So it is true she was engaged to His Grace and broke off the prior engagement, and the Grand Duke would take in someone like her. Whatever, now that she is gone, I feel relieved." On the other hand, the Empress asked, "Your Majesty, how could you do such a thing?" The Emperor replied, "Mother, why are you so angry again?" The Empress shouted, "I have heard, you gave Kalyan a transport scroll. I told you countless times never to give that creature anything." The Emperor commented, "It is nothing so great, merely a single transport scroll." The Empress continued, "If you begin to yield, he will only grow to expect it, who knows when he may even covet the throne." The Emperor replied, "That is an exaggeration, I only wish to congratulate my younger brother on his marriage." The Empress shouted, "Younger brother, you say? How can you still look at the world so naively? The name most spoken in society these days is Kalyan. Those who have seen him in person at banquets praise him endlessly." The Emperor asked, "Is that so?" The Empress Dowager told him, "This is no time for indifference. Do you know how hard I worked to tarnish his reputation? This will not do. We must act before his followers grow further." The Emperor asked, "What are you planning again?" The Empress replied, "Your Majesty, how many wells are there in this empire?" The Emperor asked, "Why ask me that so suddenly?" The Empress stated, "Nothing spreads negative sentiment like fear." The Empress thought, "I am certain they said that poisonous spices had made their way to the Godwin family." Then she said, "No, it would be better for me to look into this myself." The Emperor asked, "Mother," but the Empress stated, "Your Majesty, please do not worry about anything. As always, your mother will take care of everything." The Emperor replied, "I understand." On the other hand, Letcha opened her eyes. The Duke told her, "We have arrived. Do you like it? Lecce replied, yes, it is beautiful. The Duke continued, that is a relief. I was worried you might run away, saying it was too bleak. Lecce commented, of course not. I have never seen so much snow before. After that, the knights started chatting. The Grand Duke has returned. His Grace has returned, but it seems he is carrying someone. Lecce spoke, Your Grace, please put me down, everyone is staring. The Duke replied, if you walk on foot, you will get frostbite, and it is Callion, not Your Grace. Lecce continued, Callion, please, my feet won't freeze from something like this. People will think I am a fool who can't even walk on her own. The Duke told her, wouldn't they just think you are a wife who is deeply loved? Lecce asked, really, please don't joke around like this. If that were the case, couldn't we have just used a scroll to teleport inside the castle? The Duke explained, magic is restricted within the castle walls. It's because of that clock tower. Lecce asked, what kind of tower is that? The Duke continued, have you heard of the Tower of Shuden? Lecce spoke, I have read about Shuden in a book. It was an ancient kingdom founded by time mages. The Duke said, yes, that tower was also built by the mages of Shuden long ago, when the mages of Shuden went berserk. All of their magical power was sucked into that tower, and everything related to Shuden vanished, leaving only the tower behind. Lecce said, so the tower's magic prevents you from using scrolls. I know that magic gets distorted near a strong source of magical power. The Duke asked, you seem to know a lot about magic. Lecce replied, I just happened to see it in a book, that's all. Then they started chatting about books and reading. At the same time, the clock was also moving. After that, Lecce thought, so this is my room. It is almost too nice. I'm not sure what this is, but even if I lose my vision, I should be able to move around by holding onto this. They probably don't like me. Well, I'm used to this kind of atmosphere, she said. Excuse me, I don't need any assistance, so you may leave. After some time, Lecce thought, it is warm. By the way, that door was locked and wouldn't open. Is it just a storage room? Who knows? It's probably nothing important. After some moments, she heard the voice of the Duke. Lecce thought, I must have dozed off. The Grand Duke's voice. Why is he here? Don't tell me that door connects to the Grand Duke's room. I need to get out of here before His Grace comes in. The Duke opened the door, saying, that is enough. I will take care of it. You can go. But the next moment, he was shocked. Next scene. The butler asked, where are you going? Why are you out here instead of with the madam? You brewed this for the madam. Then why are you being so fidgety? Did you make a mistake? Mia started writing. I think I upset her. What if she starts to hate the North because of me? She must already feel like a lot is lacking here. She is definitely going to be disappointed. Masha came and asked, what are you two whispering about in front of the madam's room? Did you cause trouble again while I was not looking? The butler replied, honestly, am I the kind of person who causes trouble every day? Masha continued, are you not? You have always been like this ever since you were young. Mia wrote, you two haven't changed a bit over the years. You used to argue every time you ran into each other in the capital too. But you seem to get along, so it's nice to see. Masha replied, get along. I'm sick and tired of him. Why on earth did you follow me all the way here? The butler replied, I followed His Highness, not you. I must serve my master to the very end. Speaking of which, aren't you the one who followed me here? Masha asked, what are you talking about? As His Highness's nanny, who else would I follow but him? More importantly, Mia, did you explain the room to the madam? Mia wrote, no, it seemed she was uncomfortable around me. Masha replied, what? Goodness, the layout of the rooms in the north is different from the capital. Now, back in the bathroom, Lecce spoke, welcome back, you said you had urgent business. The knight asked, my lord, is something wrong? The next moment, the Duke closed the door. The knight asked, my lord, what is the matter? The Duke replied, it is nothing, you can leave. Then he spoke, I did not realize someone was already here. Lecce replied, I'm sorry, but this is the bathroom for my room. How did you get in here? The Duke told her, a husband's and wife's rooms are connected through the bathroom. It seems the servants did not explain that properly. The water seems to have gone cold. Then he looked at her and told her, you should put on a robe first. Lecce commented, you need to turn around so I can put on my robe. The next moment, the Duke was looking at the wall. After that, Lecce spoke, well then, I will go back to my room. Enjoy your bath. The Duke was thinking about that moment and said, have I finally lost my mind? I am not some beast. Then, in the room, Lecce thought, come to think of it, his hand was giving him trouble. I wonder if he is all right. The Duke came in. Lecce spoke. Looks like you are all cleaned up. The Duke asked, is the room okay? It does not seem like it will be uncomfortable, does it? Lecce replied, yes, it is very nice, it does not seem uncomfortable at all. The Duke continued, don't worry about the bathroom, feel free to use it as you wish, I will be using the one in the other room. Lecce was excited and said, I see. The Duke told her, why are you covering it? It looked nice. Lecce changed the topic, your hair, if you don't dry it, you might catch a cold. The Duke replied, my arm hurts, so it is hard for me to dry it on my own. In that case, will you help me? Lecce said, if you are okay with it, then come over here. I have another favor to ask. I want to learn Braille. My eyesight suddenly failed at the banquet. I am told it will happen more often as my illness progresses, so I thought it would be helpful to learn it ahead of time. After that, the knight asked, should I go and find someone to help you learn Braille? The Duke replied, yes. The knight continued, I understand. I heard there is a librarian at the bookstore on the corner who knows Braille well. The Duke asked, isn't that librarian a man? The knight replied, he is, but he's an old man, over 70. The Duke stated, there is no need, I have already found a teacher, I will teach her. Next scene. The knight asked, wasn't the sleeping arrangement uncomfortable? Lecce replied, not at all, but where are we going now? The knight told her, my lord asked me to bring you to the study, he said preparations for the Braille study are complete. Lecce asked, then did you also see the teacher who will teach me Braille? What kind of person are they? I hope they are not too strict. The knight commented, they won't be strict, milady, we have arrived, you can go inside. Lecce thought, he said they wouldn't be strict, but I'm still nervous. The Duke asked, why are you so nervous? Is someone going to eat you? Lecce replied, surprised. I was just surprised. The Duke continued, first, please sit at the desk, I'll get you some water. After drinking the water, Lecce asked, has the teacher not arrived yet? The Duke told her, I am here, you know. Lecce asked, only Callion is here. Surely Callion is not the one teaching me. The Duke replied, that's right. Lecce said, you're busy, it's troublesome, please just call someone else. The Duke told her, I would like to, but there is no one in the north who knows Braille. You will learn one word at this time every day. You will probably learn most of it in about a year. Lecce asked, one word a day for a year, that's too long, how about increasing the number of words per day? The Duke explained, as you know, I am a bit busy, so that would be difficult. Then smoke from the tower came, and there was written a complete lie. The Duke started to vanish the smoke. Lecce thought, I just saw something like smoke, was it my imagination? She continued, then just lend me the book, I will study well on my own in the afternoon. The Duke told her, that would be difficult too, it is a precious book to me, so I can't lend it to you. Instead, if you help me dry my hair like yesterday, I will increase the number of letters I teach you. Lecce asked, you just said no. The Duke replied, did I say that? Well, minds can change. Lecce spoke, all right, and here, I will give this to you. The Duke asked, isn't this Patrick's brooch? Why are you giving this to me? Lecce told him, there is content recorded on it that you might find useful. Patrick has an older brother named Peter. Unless there is a major change, he will be the successor to the ducal family. But Patrick is trying to take that position by any means. Peter can't treat Patrick carelessly because of his reputation. The important thing is that Peter is in charge of the ducal family's business affairs. He is very interested in various businesses, so he has acquired quite a few trading companies adjacent to the north. So with this brooch, which has Patrick's flaws recorded on it, if you make a deal with the young Duke, it will be a great advantage for the north as well. The Duke asked, that's right, how did you know about the acquired trading companies and such? Lecce told him, from the documents the young Duke was looking at when I went to the ducal residence. The Duke asked, you remember those few times so accurately, he thought, is she interested in business? This is also unexpected. The Duke stated, in that case, how about you try making a deal with the young Duke? Lecce replied, I have not even properly experienced social life. The Duke told her, you are the one who thought of something I did not. I'm not used to deals either. Do northerners, who prefer swords to words, haggle well? Lecce replied, no. The Duke commented, you are honest. Anyway, don't feel burdened. I won't force you, but if you don't dislike it, give it a try, who knows, it might be quite interesting. Lecce explained, I'm not confident I will do well. Kalyan might suffer a loss because of me. The Duke stated, it does not matter, do as you wish, here. No one will object to anything you do. Lecce spoke, I think I can handle it if it is assisting Kalyan. Duke Kalyan replied, if that is what you want, then we will talk about this later, since I have received the tuition, shall we begin the lesson? Now you need to focus, remember the sensation in your fingertips well. Lecce thought, I am focusing. The word learned in the first lesson is ashirta, it means a new beginning. After that, Lecce thought, he doesn't have to escort me to my room. Was the clock tower originally like that at that time? I'm sure it was broken and the time was not moving, am I just imagining it? Next morning, Lecce thought, who keeps leaving these things in front of my door? It's already been 4 days, it wasn't Kalyan. Could it be Sir Davis? Then she said, it's me. I came to dry your hair. A voice came, it's open, come in. The Duke was saying, the border patrol has gotten lax, reorganize the troops and weapons deployment. Davis replied, yes, I will carry that out immediately. The Duke told him, all right, you may leave now. Lecce spoke, by any chance, were you the one who left a basket in front of my room? Davis replied, no, I have not done such a thing. Lecce continued, I see, then who could it be? Davis asked, what kind of basket are you referring to? If you would like, I can find the person who left it for you. Lecce said, really, it's nothing much, just some wildflowers and snacks. The Duke told her, it's nice that you are getting along with my subordinates, but I would appreciate it if you would pay a little more attention to me too, because you were late, my hair has not dried, and I am quite cold. Davis thought, cold, who? His Highness, the man who used to fight in ice-cold water in the middle of winter. He asked, my lord, I will call for a doctor. The Duke replied, you are still here, leave now. You must be quite busy if you are to carry out my order. Davis came out of the room and thought, I feel like I've been getting kicked out a lot lately, or is it just my imagination, or rather than that? Then he heard a conversation. Masha said, this old geezer, I'm telling you, sky blue suits the madam better. The butler replied, didn't Mia say the madam prefers lemon over strawberries? That's why yellow would be more to her taste. Mia wrote, you two, please stop, the madam is going to find out about all this. Davis spoke, so it wasn't one person. You guys have been leaving the basket in front of the ladies' room. On the other hand, the Duke asked, what are you doing? Lecce replied, you said you were cold, so I thought you might feel better if you were under a blanket. The Duke told her, you truly are an unpredictable person. You can call a servant next time. Don't struggle to carry things like this yourself. Lecce replied, I'm not used to ordering servants around. The Duke explained, it's best for you to do as you are comfortable, but still, please try to get used to it, because you are now the lady of this castle. Lecce spoke, okay, by the way, when do you think your arm will heal? The Duke replied, why, have you already grown tired of me? Lecce stated, that's not it, it's just that it seems like it would be inconvenient for you. The next day, the knight asked, my lord, has your arm not almost completely healed? The Duke replied, no, it has not. The knight continued, but during your training at dawn, you definitely took off the bandages. The Duke was getting angry. The knight continued, you did not, I must have seen wrong. The Duke asked, by the way, have we heard anything from Pell? The knight replied, there has been no contact since he passed the border region. I think I will have to head over there. I should return before it starts to rain. The Duke commented, I will go with you. The knight told him, my lord, it looks like it's going to rain, I will go alone. The Duke told him, wipe that look off your face. He thought, I can't let Lecce's few belongings get wet and ruined, I'm doing all sorts of things that are so out of my comfort zone. Lecce came and asked, are you going somewhere? I was just about to head to the study. The Duke replied, I'm sorry, it seems we will have to postpone today's lesson. Lecce thought, his hair, he dried it on his own, she said, I guess it can't be helped. Well then, please be careful. The Duke asked, will you be here? No, it's not what I meant, I will be back, so in the evening, I would like to finish the lesson, could we not? No, so what I'm trying to say is. Lecce stated, I understand, I will be waiting right here. The Duke spoke, I am sorry, I could not control my strength. Lecce replied, it did not hurt, really, then I will see you later. The Duke said, yes, I will be back, let's meet this evening. After some time, Letcha thought, why was Kalyan suddenly acting like that? He seemed incredibly anxious. Come to think of it, I have never once gone outside the castle. Maybe I should go out, I have nothing else to do. I feel like I have been running into Mia a lot lately. Is it just my imagination? She asked. What are you doing here? Oh, dusting. You should probably go and get washed up. Then she thought, should I just read a book? I thought there were a lot of books at first glance, but looking closer, it's even more incredible than I thought. There are children's books here too. They're all by the same author, and they don't seem very old. The main character is a pink bunny. I guess Kalyan likes cuter things than I thought. It should be fine if I sit on the floor. I'm in a corner, so I probably won't be seen. Maybe I'll just read a little. On the other hand, Davis spoke. It's not a huge problem, but it seems something came up. I wonder if they're late because the whole group ran into some trouble. By the way, my lord, are you all right? Should I look for a place to get out of the rain? The Duke replied, this much is fine, so don't make a fuss. We are taking Pell and returning to the castle before the rain gets worse. He thought, this damn rain, the day my brother died, and the day Letcha ran away. It always rained on the day something precious left me. Davis told him, this won't do. I'll take care of Pell, so please take shelter from the rain first. It doesn't look like it will stop today, so it would be best to stay somewhere nearby and return to the castle tomorrow. The Duke thought, tomorrow? Davis asked, my lord, where are you going? The Duke replied, I am returning to the castle right now. Davis continued, you can't, doesn't your injury flare up when it rains? It's too dangerous to ride a horse like this. The Duke stated, move, I have to see for myself that she is in the castle. Scene change. The butler asked, have you found the lady? Did you check the study thoroughly? Mia wrote, yes, it seems she left the study a while ago. The butler continued, with the rain coming down like this, where on earth could the lady have gone? We have to find her before His Grace returns. Masha spoke, it's all my fault. I should not have just sat back, I should have stayed by the lady's side. The butler asked, did something come to mind? Mia wrote, earlier, the lady was muttering to herself that she wanted to go outside. The butler commented, outside? No way, she doesn't even know her way around, and in this weather, alone. The next moment, the Duke came and asked, where is Letcha? The butler replied, we have not seen her since you went out, Your Grace. The Duke thought, but she definitely said she would wait. He asked, but where was the last place she visited? The butler replied, the study, but we will look for the lady, so you should change your clothes first. The Duke shouted, let go. He thought, Letcha, where have you gone? Letcha came from the study and asked, what is wrong? The Duke hugged her and said, damn it, you really have a talent for driving people crazy. Letcha asked, your foot, you're bleeding. First, let me go and get that treated. The Duke told her, you definitely said you would be waiting, but you were nowhere to be seen. Letcha asked, were you worried because you couldn't find me? I'm sorry, I was reading a book in the study and must have dozed off. You said you would be waiting. The butler came. Letcha asked, could you draw a bath for His Grace, and I will need a change of clothes as well. Masha replied, I will prepare that right away. Letcha continued, then I will leave it to you both, and please, just call me by my name. Thank you, everyone, let's go to your room, can you walk? Masha thought, she saw us and was not fazed at all. Then, after some time, the Duke asked, where are you going? Letcha replied, I was going to get something to dry you off with. The Duke stated, do you have any idea what state you are in right now? Letcha told him, no, you don't. Go. Letcha commented, you'll catch a cold if you stay like this. I really don't understand why you're being like this. The Duke told her, I'm scared of rainy days. Letcha asked, why? The Duke replied, because whenever it rained, someone would always die or leave. Letcha asked, so is that what happened today? You thought I might have disappeared because it was raining. Then you were worried for nothing. I'm under a contract to stay here for a year, after all. The Duke said, then what about after the year is up? Will you still stay then? Then the maid's voice came, Your Grace, your bath is ready. After that, Letcha thought, come to think of it, a week of the promised year has already passed. My nose has been bleeding more often lately. At this rate, I wonder if I can even last a year. Then, late at night, Letcha asked, what is with that pillow? The Duke replied, I told you, I'm scared of rainy days, I'll be staying here tonight. Letcha told him, I haven't given you permission yet. The Duke commented, "You were comforting me just a moment ago, and now you're deciding to be cold." Lecce asked, "Are you really going to sleep like that? Won't you be uncomfortable?" The Duke replied, "It's comfortable." Lecce told him, "Sit up for a moment. The butler must have called for a doctor, so why are you still in this state? Even if I told you to get treated now, you wouldn't listen, would you?" The Duke replied, "It seems you've figured me out quite well already. How kind of you, my dear wife." Lecce spoke, "A moment ago, you said I was being cold, you know. Did you really rush back earlier because you were afraid I had disappeared? We're not close enough for you to do that." The Duke explained, "Let's just call it a whim. As you've seen, I'm not quite in my right mind when it rains." Lecce continued, "This is a secret, but I'm actually afraid of carriages. I lost someone precious to me in a carriage accident when I was young, so I think I can understand a little about how you feel. So you can come to my room like this when it rains, but that's as far as it goes. Don't get used to me." The Duke asked, "What do you mean, don't get used to you?" Lecce replied, "Exactly as it sounds, don't get used to anything we do together, so you won't feel empty when I'm gone. I don't want to become another reason for you to be afraid of the rain. I'll try to leave on a day when it's not raining, but you never know." The Duke asked, "Can't you just not leave in the first place?" Lecce stated, "You know I can't. It's not like you can avoid death just by running from it." After some time, the Duke spoke, "Lecce, are you planning to torment me even on days it doesn't rain? You're so cruel." The next morning, Lecce thought, "Looks like the weather has cleared up. I'm glad the rain stopped so quickly. Anyway, what is all this noise so early in the morning? The people from the capital have arrived," someone said, "but why is everyone in such a state? Did something happen? The person getting off now looks especially unwell. She seems young too. Why is Alan here?" The Duke came and said, "Good morning." Lecce replied, "Yes, it is a good morning, but by any chance, was Alan supposed to come here too?" The Duke told her, "No, the only person I requested was the physician." Davis came and said, "My lord, we are back." The Duke asked, "What in the world is going on?" The knight replied, "Well, we ran out of the water we brought, so we used a well on the outskirts of the capital. Something must have been wrong with the water. Everyone got sick." The Duke asked, "How are the soldiers? Is it serious?" The knight replied, "Some are showing signs of dehydration, but for the most part, they are fine." The Duke told him, "I see, go and rest for now, I will send a doctor." The knight commented, "There's something. Well, right now, in the capital, there's a rumor. I'm sorry, my lord, I'll report back in just a moment." The next moment, the doctor asked, "You brat, what was going on inside your head when you decided to sneak into the carriage?" Alan replied, "What should I do? The young lady will be so upset if she sees me like this." The doctor told her, "It's none of my business. You handle it." Lecce asked, "What are you doing here?" The doctor explained, "This fearless child snuck onto our carriage because she wanted to see you. We didn't realize until after we crossed the border, so we had to bring her along." Alan asked, "Young lady, are you angry?" Lecce replied, "Focus on recovering first, and as soon as you're well, return to the estate." Alan told her, "But I already quit my job at the estate. I have nowhere to go now." Lecce continued, "Let's talk more after you've recovered." Then she asked, "I'm sorry to say this, but would it be all right if this child stayed here for a while?" The Duke replied, "By all means." After that, the doctor told them, "There's something I must tell you both. Right as we were leaving the capital, an epidemic suddenly began to spread." The knight also spoke, but then everyone started saying the epidemic was your fault, my lord. Lecce asked, "What does an epidemic have to do with Callion? The sickness started spreading only after you left the capital." The Duke stated, "I suppose people are whispering that I've cast a curse upon the capital, or that the gods were angered because the deposed prince set foot in the capital." The knight asked, "How do you know all of that?" The Duke thought, "Something similar happened in my past life. The epidemic back then was the Empress Dowager's doing, and it doesn't seem much different now. I also received a letter from the Emperor warning me about her mother. Seeing her rush things more than before, the Empress must be quite restless. Well then, what should we do now? In my past life, I just swung my sword at everything in my path, but this time, I really don't feel like doing that." Lecce asked, "Are there really people who believe such ridiculous rumors?" The knight replied, "People are more inclined to believe rumors than you would think, especially when it's a sickness they can see with their own eyes." The doctor stated, "Pardon me for interrupting, but may I say something? This is just my speculation, but there are a number of things that don't add up for this to be an epidemic. This is not an epidemic, but rather a case of poisoning. The water is laced with poison. The knight asked, "Wait a minute, are you saying I drank poison? Am I going to die?" The doctor replied, "It's just a guess, I'm not certain." The duke asked, "What is the reason for thinking so?" The doctor explained, "First of all, this is not the season for an epidemic to be spreading. From what I have investigated, the sickness appeared simultaneously, with no incubation period, and it primarily broke out in places with wells. That is why I thought it could not be an epidemic." The duke asked, "You became certain when our group also drank that water and got sick. Interesting. Then what kind of poison was put in the water?" The doctor replied, "It seems to be a colorless and odorless poison. Still," the duke stated, "in that case, what is the antidote?" The doctor continued, "That I also don't know. Please kill me, your grace." The duke told him, "Kill you? What good would killing you do? What are the symptoms? Are they life-threatening?" The doctor said, "No, most are only showing signs of a mild stomach illness." The duke stated, "Of course, their goal is just to drag down my reputation. After all, I understand. So everyone may leave. Letcha, you should go back and get some rest too, you look pale." After that, the duke thought, "How annoying. The Empress Dowager won't let this get any bigger, since she won't be able to avoid the people's resentment if the sickness keeps spreading. If I leave it alone, it will quiet down on its own." But the problem is, why did she make that expression? Because she felt sorry for me for being blamed out of nowhere. Don't tell me she was worried about me. That can't be it. It doesn't matter what it was. If something managed to get her attention, it can become a lingering attachment that will hold her back. Next scene, Letcha asked, "Is Kalyan always like that? I was just wondering if he always reacts that way to malicious rumors." Nightpel replied, "Yes, he doesn't bother to clear things up, either." Letcha asked, "Why? Why does he let people resent him for something he didn't do?" The knight replied, "I asked him that before too, and he said just one thing. It's too bothersome to care, is what he said. His grace is just naturally indifferent." Davis came and asked, "What did you say?" The knight told her, "Lady, I just remembered something urgent, so I'll be going now." Letcha said, "Are you not going to go after him?" Davis replied, "It seems he said something he shouldn't have. The reason the master reacts that way to false rumors is because he believes it's only natural. He thinks of himself as a sinner. That's all I can tell you." Letcha thought, "I can't stop thinking about it." Then she said, "Afterward, could we talk for a moment?" After that, Letcha asked, "Are you certain that the substance in the well is a colorless, odorless poison?" The doctor replied, "There's a high probability. Would you take a look at this? It's a reagent I made back when I was really into toxicology. Most poisons, when they come into contact with this reagent, cause a unique chemical reaction depending on their components." Letcha asked, "So did you try using this reagent on the water from the well?" The doctor told her, "Yes, but strangely, there was no reaction at all. I made this so it would detect most poisons." Letcha remembered when Patrick said, "There's an interesting spice that came in recently. It can leave a person half dead without a single trace." The doctor continued, "There's no way a new poison would just appear out of nowhere." Letcha stated, "I think I know what was mixed in this water. I think this incident is related to the Godwin family." The doctor asked, "The Godwin ducal family, you mean?" Letcha replied, "There is a spice they secretly imported recently. It's called tetrad. It's an ordinary spice, but it becomes a deadly poison when it is processed at low temperatures. This information only recently spread in secret, so the ducal family was likely able to get an import permit without any issues." The doctor commented, "So that's why it didn't show up in the test. Then the situation could be more serious than I thought. Young children have a lower tolerance, so their lives are at risk. Just look at Alan." "But, my lady, how do you know all of this?" Letcha explained. "I saw it once in Patrick's document when I visited the ducal estate." The doctor thought, she still remembers it after seeing it just once. Letcha continued, "The important thing is, who did this? Have you heard anything else?" The doctor replied, "It's nothing major, but among the nobles in the capital, the only one showing symptoms is Lady Appels of the Lawrence family." Letcha spoke, "Appels, as in Patrick's lover?" The doctor said, "Yes, and speaking of which, that Patrick was suddenly hired as an imperial palace scribe a few days ago." Letcha thought, "Wait, then could it be that the Godwin family are not the only people involved?" After that, a knight's voice came, "My lord, may I enter?" The Duke replied, I believe I said not to let anyone in for a while. The knight said, well, her ladyship has come to see you. Outside the room, Lecce asked, what was that sound? The Duke's voice came, come in. Lecce entered and said, there is something I need to tell you. What is this smell of cigarette? The Duke replied, I'm sorry, I forgot to air out the room. Is that better? Lecce commented, yes. I didn't know you smoked. The Duke explained, I'm in the process of quitting because someone I know can't stand the smell. After hearing the whole story, the Duke stated, it turns out this was all that bastard Patrick's doing. Lecce spoke, he's the type of person who would do anything to become heir, but this isn't absolutely possible with just his power. Do you know something about this? The Duke replied, it seems you've already guessed something. That's right, the imperial family must have helped him. Lecce told him, I've decided to meet with Peter. I think it would be best to move up the schedule. A few days later, at the border region, Davis asked, young Lord Godwin, are you Lord Peter Godwin? Peter replied, yes, I am. Davis stated, please follow me. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.